Hey everybody, this is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading, my lovelies, and happy holidays. Thank you, all of you who left me such nice comments about the holiday and, just all your comments in general. I love your comments. I read all of them. And thank you for being with me in 2020 on my channel, guys. So, and welcome anyone new to my channel, welcome in. And today's reading is called What Your Spiritual Gifts Are and How to Develop Them Further, okay? So we're gonna look at what your spiritual gifts are in this lifetime and how to develop them further. And we will not be having an extended reading for this reading, but we will be having 4 different piles to choose from. And you are absolutely, welcome to watch more than one pile. Okay, excuse me. Sometimes when I start readings, I'm like, I haven't had to burp all day, and now all of a sudden I have to burp. It's so funny, like everything's coming up. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the piles that you have to choose from. But before that, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, details are below. If you want to follow me on Twitter, or sorry, not Twitter, TikTok, details are below. If you would like a personal reading, again, details in the description box, okay? So thank you, everyone, and let's go ahead and dive in. So for pile number 1, we have the yellow tea light. If you are drawn to this yellow tea light, you'll choose pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have the red tea light. If you're into that, you'll choose pile number 2. For pile number 3, we have the blue tea light. If you're into that, you'll choose pile number 3. And for those of you that are interested in pile number 4, we have the orange tea light, okay? So you can go directly to the description box below, click directly on your reading, and go from there. I also have Oracle, pre-shuffled Oracle cards for every single pile. I do not know what's in each pile, so, your guess is as good as mine. Woo, woo, right? We will figure out what's in all those piles, though. And let's go ahead and put the other piles aside here. And we will go ahead and get into the reading, pile number 1's reading, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. I decided to read with some different decks that I don't normally read with, so it'll be fun to see how these other decks, and one of them I haven't ever read with on my channel yet at all, so I'm excited to read with it, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number 1, if you chose the yellow tea light in the Syrian Starseed Tarot, we are going to go ahead and start your reading, my loves. So pile number 1, we are asking, what are your spiritual gifts? And you chose this bright and happy, optimistic yellow tea light to represent your spiritual gifts. Gold, right? This is like gold for you in your lifetime, pile number 1. So let's go ahead and tap into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, for my beautiful pile number 1s, please help me connect to their energy right now as I channel their message. Okay. So I just feel like we need more room, right? Like we need more room to breathe, don't we, pile number 1? So let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Let's see for my wonderful pile number 1s, what are their spiritual gifts in this lifetime? Okay, we have acceptance. Accept that the fact that you cannot control every situation and everyone. And so I think that you help model this type of behavior. And I think sometimes people can tell that it is hard for you sometimes, pile number 1, and sometimes it can be a lot. I feel like you may be kind of up to your eyebrows or up to your head in things sometimes. And I feel like, Spirit is saying like you are able to accept things and move on, and you help others come to that conclusion as well too. Even if things are hard, you manage to do that. What chakra is pile number 1 primarily when they are expressing their spiritual gifts here? What chakra here? The third eye. Okay, yeah. So you guys, when you help, I think you may sense where people are having a hard time letting go, pile number one, or they're having a hard time kind of, or they're too sad or confused to see. I also heard lonely too. So somebody, you could run into people who could be very kind of down in the dumps or sad or lonely. And I feel like you guys can sense that in people here with the third eye brow chakra. It's funny because they said up to your eyeballs or up to your eyebrows. I don't know why I said it's up to your eyeballs, right? But up to your eyeballs, and kind of noticing what's happening. I think some of you are very keyed into what's happening around you and looking at the deeper meaning, okay? And seeing like how all the puzzle pieces fit together. And I think it can be easier to get acceptance when you can kind of see all of that. Yeah, we have strength here. So grace and, beauty and togetherness under sadness, duress, or pressure, okay? And we could have Leo energy in this pile too, as well, with the strength card here. And I feel like you guys sometimes may block your intuition at sometimes, or you may, sometimes have a hard time getting to it because you feel like you need to kind of attend to the practical details of life and kind of hold everything down for everyone else, okay? And, and I think acceptance and learning that you can't control every situation has been a major lesson for you, right? Even no matter how much you notice everything and see everything happening around you. Yeah, the Ace of Cups. I think you show people how to loosen their grip and how to face down their fears so that they can get something better in their life in its place with the Ace of Cups here, okay? And it's like an energy of trusting, okay? Trusting, even in situations when things are dire, when things don't look like they're gonna go the right way, even when you might be afraid, okay? And I feel like some of you, have probably faced some challenges in life where you felt fear at one time or another. I just heard like PTSD, things like that, kind of like that fight or flight feeling. So some of you may have dealt with that in your life, like that fight or flight feeling. And I think that, you guys have learned to stand on your own 2 feet, and your spiritual gift is to show others like, it's not over for you yet. It's not over. Even though this didn't work out like you wanted it to, you're going to have a new beginning. It's not over yet. Just hang tight and hold on, okay? Hold on for one more day. Wilson Phillips, right? That's a song from the 90s. Okay, so what you have to teach people is about freedom, okay? You're teaching people, your spiritual gifts are to teach people about freedom through acceptance. When you know you can't control everything and you know that not every situation is going to go your way, and you're okay with starting over and having the new beginning, I feel like this is freedom, right? Follow your heart and nurture your soul with love and freedom to grow. So I feel like you help teach people that having this kind of like, staying in control of your life to the extent that you can, but not too tightly, and then just staying open to what spirit is going to bring to you, to the miracles, right? Because the Ace of Cups is like a miracle to me, right? And this is actually kind of reminding me of one of my friends. Her name is Victoria. She's a Leo. If you ever see this, Victoria, hey girl. But, she's had some health struggles in her life, and she has certainly been a hard worker. She's persevered through it all, and it's kind of through her faith that she came through it, and she helps guide a lot of people, okay? And I think for her it was a process of acceptance and understanding that she can't control everything, because sometimes our bodies just need our attention, all right? And some of you could have been on that journey too. We see meditation here, okay? So you teach people by acceptance and meditating and releasing, especially thoughts, like people that feel up to their eyeballs or, just overwhelmed with all their thoughts. Pile number one, I feel like here, you're very good at helping people calm down so that they can gain some perspective. Then they can gain some freedom and acceptance, all right? So you're very good at modeling that behavior for others. And if you're like, oh, I'm actually really bad at that, I get worried a lot, or I don't know what's going on half the time, then it's like you're developing into that, okay? You're developing into that. And those are truly lessons that you're here to master. Some of the things that we find challenging or that we find difficult are the things that we're going to eventually take one day and show others how to do, right? Because we gained so much knowledge in that area. Yeah, we have the 5th house of creativity here. Okay, so some of you could be showing your skill. I'm seeing the initials N and L here. Okay, and I see a B and a U here as well. And I see the word run, okay? And some of you may have had to leave your houses or your homes at an early age, all right? For some of you, your homes may have been like a fun house, like mirror, like you didn't know whether you were coming or going. And you could have had some very, some of you could have run away at times too. I feel like you could have wanted to run away, like literally run away. But I am seeing the word run here, okay? And I do think that there's some people that you've had to, because they made you too up and down, too happy, too sad. It puts you into a state of emotional dysregulation is what I'm seeing. Like it was too much. And so you had to literally like leave some situation. You may have had to leave the state that you were in. Some of you may have, I'm seeing the initials SC here too. Could be Southern California, could be South Carolina, but I feel like some of you literally had to leave where you were at, all right? And again, here, and this is number 29, so some of you may be in that age range, or something happened to you at age 29 that made you realize like this isn't right, okay? And it's better that I just accept people, you know, I just accept this situation so that I can finally start working through the energy. Again, this is more and Leo energy. And I feel like some of you guys may do some creative endeavors as well here. Like you may, I think some of you have a really funny sense of humor, all right? I'm just gonna say, or you could tell jokes like, you know, like, I'm just, whatever. I'm not going to even say it. Pile number 1. I can't. But I feel like some of you may have a crude sense of humor at times, okay? We have number 30 here, routine, okay? The 6th house and routine. So what I'm seeing is, you know, an acceptance that you can't change other people, not your parents, not the people around you, not ex-lovers, and that by staying in that kind of energy, it just kind of holds you back. And I feel like you've become really, with the sixth house here, you've become very concerned with your own health and well-being, okay? As a way to kind of, you know, and I feel like some of you may get, you know, really into like, you may do, my back is really itching right now too, like the middle of my back. Anyway, it's funny. But I feel like you guys may, you guys have gotten really into, some of you may go see like a natural path, or you may go see like alternative medicine, healer, acupuncture, things like that. Again, I'm seeing the initials B and U again here. But you may go and do something like that. And, you know, and I think that instead of kind of staying in this funhouse mirror and staying in these situations that where you didn't know, like, whether you were coming or going or leaving or staying, or and the people around you were not stable emotionally, I think you just started to get like really well into your own well-being. And I'm seeing the word wing here, W-I-N-G, wing. So I feel like some of you may have had to wing it for a while, and then eventually you started to get into a routine, okay? You started to get into a routine of self-care, of taking care of yourself medically too, like getting the proper rest, drinking enough water, you know, like doing all those things, vitamins, getting into that kind of stuff, all right? And I feel like you guys have spent, you know, some significant energy in that in that time, in this new kind of, I'm seeing the initials LID here too, LID. So I feel like you guys have been spending more time in developing a routine instead of kind of the chaos that you had. And I feel like that's, yeah, and you know what, pile number one, that is supporting your creativity big time with the spider spirit here. I think one of your spiritual gifts is to tell people when you're emotionally calm and meditate, Ace of Cups, you gain emotional freedom and acceptance from the past. You're more keyed into third eye chakra here, into your path and where you're supposed to be headed, and picking up on the environment around you, and more in tune with your own self and your subconscious mind here. And by developing healthy routines, it supports your creativity, okay? Make your dreams real, spider spirit here. So I feel like you have a lot to teach people about how productive and how many things you can create and do. And, you know, and how even from the hard things that have happened to you in your past, like how many beautiful things. I see some of you working with your hands or doing things with your hands. I feel like some of you may be really good at like arts and crafts too. I mean, bless your soul if you are, because I suck at that kind of stuff. But like, you know, I feel like some of you may be good at doing stuff like that. And I feel like, you know, you're very detailed, but you're also creative, and not many people have that. And I feel like your early environment was not really supportive of being detailed, okay? And, but somehow like you have pulled that energy out of yourself. Yeah, I had a feeling one of these piles was going to get this card. This is the boundaries card, right? So I think you also tell people, like, in order, you help people realize, your gift is to help people realize how much more they can get done when they have good boundaries, okay? When they cut toxic situations out of their lives, when they're willing to, you know, let go of things in their life and accept that, you know, you can't change the past here. I feel like you show people it's totally possible to have a new beginning, and this will support everything that you're trying to create in your life, all right? I'm seeing the letter K here as well. So I feel like you're really good at that. And this boundaries also kind of reminds me of the Ace of Swords. So I feel like we have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups here. So I feel like you tell people, like, you're soft with people, but you're also very strong and you don't take any shit anymore. And I feel like, you know, you living by example, pile number one, that is part of your spiritual gift here. Ooh, we have respect, the pentacle. Hell yeah. That's what I said. You're not taking any shit anymore. It's all about, and I feel like, you know, you might have in the past kind of bowed down to others or taken shit from others. I don't feel like you do that anymore at all. I really don't feel that. I think you guys are you guys are not asking, you are saying, like, you will respect me or you will not be in my life. Boundaries, knife, okay? So you're teaching RESPECT, right? Tell me what it means to me right here with the Strength card. This has to do with nobility, honor, okay? That's all about respect. Pile number one is what I feel. Heart portal, the heart chakra. So you guys have the third eye chakra and the heart portal, okay? The heart chakra, receptivity, generosity, and okay? And then something that could be hard here is mistrusting too. I'm seeing the name Janelle, yeah, it's like a Jean or a Jean Ann name here too, okay? And I definitely feel like, you know, because you have cut negative situations that are just people that didn't respect you out of your life, and you accepted things, you gained this emotional freedom, like your heart chakra is also being healed too, pile number one. The Shekinah here, sacred self. So you're saying unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. It's very creative, very eyes wide open, right? Seeing everything. As I said at the very beginning of your reading, you see everything now. And you are expressing your gifts. You're not letting anything hold you back anymore, pile number one. And if you still feel that there are some things that are holding you back, I feel like those are going to lift for you in the near future here because that's your destiny. That's your soul destiny, is to have fearless self-expression, okay, pile number one, and to not really give a damn what other people think and to let people follow your lead is what I feel, honestly, pile number one. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what can pile number one. Okay, first of all, let's get a couple cards on your spiritual gifts, and then we'll ask what you can do to develop them. Okay, for pile number one, what are their spiritual gifts, Spirit? What are they? 10 of Crystals. Yeah, like you show people what it means to live a grounded, healthy lifestyle where, and I also think too, you help people understand that material possessions aren't everything, okay? And that you have to be with your own integrity. You have to be living a life that you can wake up in the morning and respect yourself and look at yourself in the mirror, okay? And be happy with what you're doing and who you are. And I feel like, you know, you may have had to walk away from some financial opportunities or economic opportunities because they didn't really fit with your, you know, with your standards or your moral values. Your values is what I feel. I feel like what you show people what your values are in a very practical sense, pile number one. And I feel like, you know, you show people like what is valuable. I feel like you're really good at kind of showing people this shit isn't valuable, okay? It's there and it's fine for you to have and use, but it's not as important as these things are more important, and these things are, you know, these other things might be flashy or they might make other people think certain things about what you have or what you've done, but you know, these are really the key elements of what you need for your own happiness. I feel like you guys show people that, okay? Let's see what else here. We have the Sage of Orbs. So this is the Queen of Swords. I feel like, you know, you guys show people RESPECT, find out what it means to me, right? And if somebody isn't respectful and somebody crosses a boundary with you, here comes the Queen of Swords to cut that ass off, okay? Yeah, I feel like you guys are very sharp too. Like your minds are constantly, you know, you're constantly just getting downloads and upgrades on your thinking. I feel like you're very shrewd. You may be very shrewd in business as well, pile number one. Like, I feel like you have a good head on your shoulders. You have the good sense not to do certain things in life because you realize it's just not worth it, okay? And I feel like now you kind of let people sit back and you sit back and you let people kind of perform for you, if you will. Like, you see what's up with them instead of automatically trying to make them like you. And I feel like this is a very mature trait, and some of you may not even be that old yet, you know. It doesn't matter how old you are, but that's a very mature trait to have. So I feel like good for you, you know. And then we have the Eight of Orbs here. So again, I feel like, you know, when people feel lonely, when people feel scared, when they feel like they can't get out of their own limitations, right? The Eight of Swords is so much about this acceptance, right? If we just accept where we're at and we just see the truth of where we're at, we can easily pull that blindfold off and step away, right? And go find something else that's better for us, right? And I think, you know, you help people see the truth of situations so they don't get stuck in things forever, is what I'm seeing. And again, I see a J here, okay? I definitely see a J. Janine, Janelle, Janet, maybe, okay? But I'm definitely seeing that J name come up here. All right, for some of you, that could be the name of your mom too, or like an important auntie to you as well, if that's not your name. All right, but I feel like you guys, you know, you guys are really good at showing people where they are suffering due to their own kind of faulty thinking, all right? And for a lot of people, it's their values that are kind of misaligned, and I think you're really good at pointing that out. So what can pile number 1 do to even expand more on these spiritual gifts? I just heard you're doing a good job. I feel like your guides are like, good job, pile number 1. They're really proud of you. Yeah, 4 of chalices. I feel like sometimes you guys are looking up at your guides and you're wondering, like, how am I doing in this lifetime? Am I doing okay? Am I living, am I living my life right? Am I doing this okay? And I'm seeing the initials S and H here. I'm also seeing the number 48. So some of you could be 48 or around there. I'm just getting a lot of initials. I also see an MF here, MF, okay? But yeah, I feel like you guys look up at your guides, like, guide me. Am I doing this okay, right? And I think a lot of times you're so busy kind of looking for that you may miss the obvious at sometimes. And your guides are like, you're doing just fine. Don't look, it's 10 o'clock on my clock right now. Don't, you don't always need to, you don't have to search far and wide for something all the time. Like sometimes it's just literally right across from you, okay? It's just literally right in front of you. I think they want to tell you, like, not everything needs to be that hard. It's literally right there for you, okay? It's literally right under your nose. Just change your gaze a little bit. Adjust your gaze a little bit. Okay. And they also want to tell you there's nothing that you have to feel sorry for. If you were worried that you did something and you're like, I don't know, like, I feel like I did something and I need forgiveness for it, or I might have done something wrong. Like recently, I'm seeing the initials I and B. Your guides are like, no, it's good that you ask yourself that, but don't go overboard with that. Okay. And 10 of flames. Okay. So your guides are saying it doesn't do any good if you take other people's responsibilities and then try to carry them on your back, okay? Because that kind of robs them of the ability to do their own work, all right? And you're not supposed to be carrying everybody else's load in this lifetime, okay? So I think, with the Queen of Swords here, it's here for you to discern, like, what is mine and what isn't mine. And other people need to help you too. And I do think you should be accepting of other people's help, all right? And I feel like some of you may be a little bit mistrusting of other people's help at times, thinking that they're not going to do, they're either going to do something wrong or it's going to mess everything up, okay? But I feel like your angels are like, take a load off, Jack, take a load off and put some of this shit down because it's not yours and you're doing good. Like, you don't have to ask us every single time you want to make a decision. Just do it, okay? As long as you're not like taking everybody else's shit. And one last thing here. Solar deity, the sun. Yeah, they're like, if you think that like there's something noble about kind of, hitching other people's problems on your back. I feel like sometimes when you're dealing with people, pile number 1, that you feel like you have to walk the entire journey with them instead of kind of just being with them for a flash and then letting it go. And I feel like your guides are saying to you, like, you can do a lot with just a little, okay? Like you can really, with the solar deity here, with the sun, you can do a whole lot with a few words, a few actions, and you don't need to hem and haw over it forever. Like, am I doing the right thing? Did I do this right? Did I do what I should do, right? I feel like your guides are saying, that's just kind of getting in the way of some of the work that you want to do. So what they're saying is that you can be brilliant, you can be good, you can really do a lot with just a little or saying only a few things. Like, you don't need to say everything that you're saying. You don't need to be doing everything that you're doing. I think you could take like 20% of the tasks that you're doing in your life right now and just throw them in the trash. Like, literally, I'm seeing trash bins right now. You could literally take and some of you are like, no, I couldn't, but I'm asking, or at your jobs, you could do that. I feel like some of you need to just back off a little bit, okay? Instead of 110%, give it 80 or 85, all right? And I feel like the little things that you do, that you touch, are just as good as the monumental things. Like, you don't have to strain your back just to kind of make something work, okay? Is what I'm getting for you, pile number 1. I hope that you enjoyed your reading, my loves. I hope those tips on how to develop your gifts even further were helpful. And I loved, reading your energy. That was really great, pile number 1. Leave me a comment, like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed your reading. Okay, let us get into it with pile number 2. And I have some Florida water today. I'm just gonna kind of clear the energy of the last reading, not because it was bad. I'm gonna do this with every single pile. I'm clearing the energy, all right? Just thought I'd use my Florida water today, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called, What Are Your Spiritual Gifts? You chose the red tea light, the passionate, lovely, grounded root chakra, really spicy, really, I feel like you guys, I feel like I want to dance, already kind of getting into your pile. Like, I want to move a little bit more. I feel my temperature rising a little bit here. Pile number 2. So let's go ahead and get into it. We will not have an extended reading, but if you do enjoy the video, please like, share, and subscribe, okay? Spirits, angels, and guides, for my beautiful pile number 2s, please help me channel their energy. Oh, you guys are sweet. You guys are sweet. As I get into their reading, I feel like some of you are just, like, you're very complimentary towards others. You're very sweet, is what I'm getting. I can already feel, like, I don't know. I can already feel you, pile number 2. Good for you. Not in a creepy way, in a good way, all right? So let's get into your reading, pile number 2. What are your spiritual gifts? Libra, there we go. That's what I was feeling, that sweet, nice, complimentary energy. It's Libra. Balance the scales, fashionable, and partnership, okay? You guys are very graceful. You really think a lot before you say things to people. And if you don't do that yet, this is something that you're working on. And I feel like, you guys are just, like, whenever you add something to a situation, you just automatically make it that much better. By your presence, by how you look at things, by your ideas, by what you suggest should happen. I'm also getting Cancer energy here too. I feel like, you guys are just, like, you're very graceful, not timid at all. It's just more like you want to add good, positive things to whatever situation that you're in. And I really love that, okay, pile number 2. You guys have a good attitude that way. Better than mine, pile number 2. I mean, I feel like you guys are someone other people could be, like, wondering, like, does pile number 2 ever get mad? Like, do their feathers ever get really ruffled? Because I feel like you guys are kind of deliberate with the way that you do things. I'm also getting Capricorn energy here. Okay, so how do you relate to people when you are working with them spiritually? I see crown chakra here. So no wonder, right? No wonder that crown chakra energy is so spiritual. It's so, like, let me just help you. It's so gentle, right? I feel like you guys could go up to somebody. Some of you may actually heal with your fingertips or your hands. You may do something healing with your hands, like some type of healing art. I feel the way, like, if you go up to somebody, if you touch their face or you touch their, like, some of you may be hairstylists or do hair too, or you touch their hair. I feel like you guys have this really, like, you want, like, we have fashionable here. So I feel like you want to make other people feel better. And actually, this is reminding me of my friend Julia. Julia, if you see this, hey girl. And she's an amazing hairstylist. She's so fashionable. She's so creative. She gives so many compliments to other women. Totally, like, out of her heart too. Like, not just whatever, like, really, really from her heart. And she has Libra in her chart. She's also a Cancer, so that's so funny. Anyway, but I feel like this very gentle, very feminine energy, even if you're a guy watching this, you could be like a words of affirmation person, telling people, like, you know, this very soft, gentle, spiritual energy. Like you tell people how you feel about them. You seek to add good in the world. You're a gentle soul, even if you're like spicy and can have attitude at times. You're a gentle soul is what I feel at the core, pile number 2. Yeah, 2 of Cups, partnership. Some of you, and I'm smiling so much, I'm getting chills. I feel like you guys make really, really good partners, okay? Like you're interesting, you're intriguing. You really try to see who you're with. You really try to see them and who they are. And I feel like you want to keep your partnerships balanced and you want to have healthy partnerships. And I do feel like you try to be kind of intuitive about what the other person needs and how you can kind of be a supportive partner that way. Like that's beautiful, pile number 2. We have 4 of Swords. So I do feel like people can let down their guard around you. I do feel like people, this is Jupiter and Libra card. I do feel like, you know, even if you're like a Sagittarius, even if you're a fire sign, I feel like people can really let their guard down with you and I feel like people can tell you their secrets as well. You know, and I feel like you just really, it doesn't matter like how small a thing is. I feel like you guys really try to take notice of it and you really notice things about people. And I feel like people just feel comfortable with you easily, pile number 2, really easily, okay? We have, stillness with the 4 of Swords, right? And I feel like you guys can really teach people about, you know, when you're still and present, 10:10 on my clock right now, when you're still and present with another person, like you can really feel into their energy, crown chakra. You can connect to their Akashic records. You can feel their joys, what's brought them joy in life, what's brought them pain. Like you can really be present to someone, pile number 2, when you're in stillness, okay? Loving that. And yeah, signs, okay? So you may get a lot of signs and be very psychic is what I feel, pile number 2, especially about people that you meet, maybe even sometimes strangers too. Like you get intuitive hits or you see what would cheer someone up too is what I feel. Like you see like this would really like cheer this person up is what I feel. And when you guys also have to show people that when you get really still and present and listen, right? I feel like with the 4 of Swords here, you guys could be very good listeners too at times, you know, really trying to connect with people, that you will get a lot of intuitive information and a lot of signs and a lot of hits on other people's energy, pile number 2. We have Mercury in retrograde, reinvention. Yeah, it's so funny here because I was getting that listening energy, but I feel like some of you could have been born when Mercury was retrograde, or Mercury retrogrades may be really hard for you because I do feel like communication is important to you. Mercury may be an important planet, like with the 2 of Cups here, that's Cancer energy, but for me, it's also like twins because so this could be Gemini energy here too with this Mercury, but I feel like, you know, you guys have had to kind of learn the hard way with communication and mishaps and how things can backfire. And you may have saw that growing up in your family, or you might have just seen some gnarly examples of that. And I feel like you guys are like all about love now. Like you're just like, let's make everything clear. Let's make sure we're communicating. I see the letter T here. Okay, so I'm seeing the letter T. I also see the number 4, okay? So that could be born in April, or your birthday could be a 4, or when you add up your birthday, it could be like the 13th, totals to a 4. But, you know, I think that you have learned that you have to be really clear. Also with reinvention here, I feel like you guys are able to be peacemakers or take situations where the communication is tough And I'm getting October 13th for a birthday too, for a Libra here, October 13th birthday, or someone around you important to you at that birthday. But I feel like you guys are able to kind of reinvent things. You're able to come up with new ideas to kind of get everyone on the same page, or kind of bring people back to the table if things have gotten argumentative or heated. I feel like you guys are really good peacemakers, okay? That way we have Venus and love. I said it. You guys are all about love. You guys are just, you're so tender. You're like, how can I add a little bit of more love to this situation? How can I add just a little bit more? All right. I'm seeing the letter J here as well. I'm seeing the initials J and T here, and a B, okay, and a B as well. And a C, BC, all right? Some of you may be in BC, British Columbia, but I feel like, you know, you guys are just, you're like, let me add a pinch of love. Let me add a pinch of this, right? Some of you may be really excellent at cooking too. I just feel like I'm coming up with the cooking metaphors here. We have a Buffalo spirit, number 10, the abundant universe will provide. Yeah, I feel like you guys are not like, that's mine, you know, and you're not like, don't touch that, that's mine, you know, like I feel like you guys don't have that kind of energy. You're like, whatever I have, I'll share. Like whatever, like, because I know abundance is mine, and I know abundance is an attitude. I'm getting total Empress energy here too. Like abundance is an attitude, and, you know, by like giving out to others and reciprocating, I get so much more in return. I'm not expecting anything, but like the universe just provides. And I feel like because you radiate this loving Venus abundant energy, you're just, you know, we could have Tauruses here too with this abundant Venus energy here, but I feel like you guys just really show people like, hey, you don't have to be stingy with everything. You can give out a compliment. You can tell someone how you feel. It's beautiful. Yeah, I figured this card was going to come up. We have Watchtower of the North, winter. So I feel like this has to do with the stillness, right? And you guys being really good listeners, being able to be present with someone else when they're going through something. You really seek to understand others, and it's very diplomatic is what I feel, pile number one, or pile number two. I also feel like, you know, you guys are really good at seeing when situations have gotten cold, or when things are like in a lack atmosphere, or like, you know, when people are just, you know, kind of turning off or going cold in situations. I feel like you're really good at kind of handling that and kind of bringing people back to the table. And I do feel like you're good at kind of backing off too and letting people breathe and have space. And some of you may be like, I'm not that good at that yet, you know? Well, I feel like you're gonna become good at that, okay? And I feel like you're gonna know that that's part of like caring for another person, okay? And we have here, we have death, Samhain, okay? So I do, in this Four of Swords too, a lot of people are like, is he or she dead? You know, with the Four of Swords. But I do feel like you guys may be with others during times that are very, I just heard that Beatles song, Let It Be, whispering words of wisdom, let it be, let it be. Some of you may be with others when they're in their final stages of their lives, when they're going through really hard, challenging changes. Like you're with people when they're at the winter of their discontent. And I feel like no matter how hard things get, like you guys are there, all right? This is kind of Scorpio energy here too. Like, you know, you guys are there, and I feel like you come like with solutions too. Like you're solutions oriented. You're like, okay, this is a tough situation. We got a lot going on here. Like I'll be over in a minute. Like what do we need to do here? And I feel like you're able to go through the darkness with others, and you don't flinch, okay? You show others how to maintain their core during times of great distress, all right? And that's beautiful, pile number 2. We have contemplation and stillness. I feel like some of you may have had a past life as like a monk or a Tibetan monk, or some kind of lifetime where you were very like meditative, you were channeling, you were very much like kind of away from others. I am seeing like, you know, desert here. What this reminds me of is kind of like Sedona, Arizona in the background a little bit. But I see contemplation here, silence, knowing, and releasing control, right? And I think that, you know, you might have had like instances where you worried that, you know, people weren't going to be receptive to your love, or that they weren't going to want what you were offering, or that you would be alone, right? And I feel like you've learned to kind of deal with those feelings, and you've just gotten really into your, you know, into your spirituality is what I feel, pile number 2. And we have Kuan Yin. Yeah, baby, this is you. Care and compassion. All right, so the goddess Kuan Yin is with you. And I talked about like Asia, or having a past life in Asia. I definitely feel this is a confirmation of that for some of you. Some of you may be of Asian descent. But I feel like the goddess of care and compassion is with you. Kuan Yin is not only extremely wise and loving, but she demonstrates a level of care and compassion that, like, I mean, geez, pile number 2, like, I love that. It says, choose to be love, do what is right for everyone involved, offer a helping hand. Oh, I got chills. Pile number 2, I got that. So you guys, I don't care if you're a guy or a girl, I feel like you guys have very mothering energy towards others. You have genuine care and compassion for others, all right? And I love that. I feel like sometimes you may worry, and you may have a little bit of concern or worry for the people around you, pile number 2. Let's see, what are your spiritual gifts? The Empress. Oh my God, I mentioned the Empress earlier with Venus. Your guys' cards are kicking. You guys have some really great cards, okay? So I feel like you teach people about self-love. You help people feel beautiful. You help people feel seen, all right? And you show genuine compassion for others, even like children too, no exception. Some of you may get pregnant with twins at some point. I'm just gonna say that, or you may be a twin or have a twin, or you may have a child that's a Gemini, but I feel like you guys are just like, you're just radiating love, my beauties. Judgment. Okay, yeah. So I think also too, like you show people where just kind of only worrying about themselves, or just being so focused on everything about them, takes them away from their truth, and takes them away from, you know, getting to experience more love. I feel like, you know, that's something that you show people, that like, hey, it's okay to care about yourself and be on your own path, but like, you know, not at the expense of everything else in your life, okay? Not at the expense of that. And I feel like you are really good at showing people, you know, where they need to make big changes in their lives. And this is Plutonic energy with Judgment. So I feel like you're very good at showing people like, this is where you're getting tripped up, and this is where you need to make a big change. The Lovers, all about love. This is one of the most sexy Lovers cards I've ever seen. I'm seeing the name Cher here. Cher, C-H-E-R, and the initials R-I-E, okay? I feel like some of you are destined to meet like your soulmate in this lifetime too. If you haven't already met this person, you guys will meet this person in this mon chéri, right? Mon chéri. What is that? Like my beautiful in French? Mon chéri. I don't know why I just thought of that, but like I'm also seeing the word Neo, N-E-O, okay? But I feel like you guys are destined to meet your soulmate in this lifetime. I feel like some of you may be concerned that that wasn't going to happen or that you weren't going to find that, you guys for sure will. Like all the work that you've done, judgment here, all the things that you've done, all the wonderful karma, the good karma, not the bad karma that you, I'm also seeing the name Charlie, but with an I, like a girl Charlie. But I feel like all the good karma you guys have created in this life is like, yeah, you will be having your cake and eating it too in a good way, pile number 2. 10 of Cups, baby. There you go. I feel like some of you are like, am I going to have a family? Am I ever? Like, I feel like, you know, lately for you, it's been judgment, you know, it's been like going through changes, going through tough situations, being, you know, holding your hands out to the universe, kind of like, what's next? What's next, right? And I feel like the universe is like, you are being handsomely rewarded here. You guys have 3 major arcanas and then the freaking 10 of Cups, okay? So everything, it's not a matter of you're giving in order to get back, but everything that you have been given, you've been giving to others, pile number 2, the universe is coming back to bless you, okay? Like the cups are like raining down on their heads here, and I see like the universe is like, we are gonna give you all of this, okay? I'm getting the name Pamela too, so I'm getting a Pamela name here. So yeah, okay, let's go ahead and see next. Let's see next. What can pile number, I mean, these are really good, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and see what can pile number 2 do here to kind of work on their spiritual gifts. Some of you are quite developed already is what I'm getting. I think it's just a matter of Pentacles of kind of juggling everything, because I do feel like some of you are busy. I do feel like you have a lot going on. Some of you may be healers or have spiritual businesses or doing multiple jobs right now. You know, I'm seeing 313. Is that an area code somewhere? But anyway, I feel like you guys just are kind of needing to be quick on your feet right now because there's a lot going on. So I feel like some of you may feel like you need to tap dance for your dinner or something. And Spirit's like, no, like, it's not so much about pleasing everyone else. It's how did you feel about what you did? Do you like your work? Do you like what you did? Do you feel that it was good? It's good to get other people's feedback, but also like, it's good to just know to understand where you're at and how you're progressing is what I feel. The Devil, okay, so there may be some situations or people in your life right now that are, you know, kind of not supporting the changes that you need to go through right now. Some of you may be going through some upgrades, some changes, and you may need to walk away from some people here and make a final call with judgment. It's like you got to make a final call. And I do feel like there are some people in your life who don't really want you to do that, okay? Or they don't want you to change. They want you to stay the same. They don't want you to somehow become different or go out of their sphere, all right, is what I'm feeling here. And the thing is that you're growing no matter what, and you have green grass under your feet. You have Empress energy, you know, knocking on your door. You got the Lovers and the 10 of Cups banging down your door. So you can't be holding on to old situations or old things that you did. I feel like some of you sometimes do things to distract yourself too, because you are going through such a huge transformation and change. Some of you may be having some bad habits, is a little bit here and there to kind of distract yourselves with. And I feel like Spirit is like, can you have enough trust and faith in where you're headed and all the goodness that's coming to you to kind of let go of some of these things, whether it's habits, people, whatever it may be, okay? And we have 8 of Wands here, okay? So I feel like some of you may get a little impatient at times too, because this is coming out under the Lovers, and some of you may be like, when, Natalie, when? You said I was gonna meet my soulmate in this lifetime, bitch, right? Pile number 2, you're saying that to me. And you're like, when? Tomorrow? The next day? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, right? And you may be a little bit impatient about some of these changes that are coming your way, because I feel like good things are coming, pile number 2. So you may get, and so Spirit is saying, take your own advice, be stillness, be love, okay, right? And I feel like some of you may need to there may be some writing or some things that you need to get off your chest, some journaling, some writing. You may need to start recording your dreams is what I'm getting for some of you too. I do feel like I'm seeing the name Stacy here, or the initials SLS, okay? So I do feel like there could be important conversations you need to have with an SLS, or maybe just with yourself, all right? But let's go ahead and see what else here. 6 of Cups, okay? So I do feel like some of you may still be doing a lot when it comes to like your children or your family, or you may have a lot of responsibilities, or you may be trying to make every little detail perfect on some of the things that you're doing, okay? I'm also seeing Xanax here too. So if any of you guys I know that's prescribed. I don't know that much about it, but I know it's prescribed, right? But if you don't need it, obviously try not to, I'm not here to tell anyone how to live their life, but I'm just seeing it. That's all I'm seeing. It's like what I'm seeing. So I have to tell you. But I think, Spirit is like, you don't need to make everything perfect before you kind of show something off. Like, just go ahead and do it. And I feel like a lot of people may be asking you to do things and like feigning that they can't do them. Like, oh, I can't do that. You're so good at that. Can you do that? And I feel like if that's happening, it's kind of like taking you I'm seeing the name Xavier too, and Clarence. Xavier and Clarence, initials ZI as well. But I feel like, people may be doing that to you at your job, or doing that to you at your home, or your kids. Like, can you just do that? You're so much better at that than I am. And I feel like, people kind of have to learn to do their own things. All right, pile number 2. Like, I know you're all about it and you want to help and all of that, but I feel like you kind of need to tell people, hey, look, like you need to kind of do this yourself. Okay. So that's what I'm getting, pile number 2. And I think, if you work on some of those things, I think your spiritual gifts are even going to shine even harder and even more. But I feel like a lot of you in this pile are very, you're there already. Like a lot of you are already kind of rocking, you're already rocking my world already, pile number 2, okay? So let's go ahead and move on to pile number 3. And pile number 2, please leave me a comment, like, share, subscribe if that resonated for you, okay? So let's move on next to pile number 3. I'm going to go ahead and spray a little Florida water to kind of clear the energy from pile number 2. Not for a bad reason, but just I'm kind of clearing the space. Okay, so let's get into it. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the blue tea light, my lovelies. And today's reading is called What Are Your Spiritual Gifts, and how would you develop them further? And actually for your pile, I was drawn to use this deck called the Ancestral Path Tarot, and I very rarely use it on my channel, but like Spirit was like, you have to use it, you have to use it. So welcome to your reading, pile number 3, and maybe we'll get some insight from your ancestors here too as well. So we're looking at what are your spiritual gifts in this lifetime. Let's go ahead and channel it in. Spirits, angels, and guides, and ancestors, please be with my pile number 3s and be with me too as I channel in their message. Okay, calling all the ancestors, right? Pile number 3. Okay, some of you may have had somebody in your family line that passed away in this most recent year or 2, or recently, all right, is what I'm getting. Some of you may have had a pet that recently passed as well too, is what I'm getting, all right? I'm getting a spider too. I don't know, maybe somebody in this pile has a spider or keeps a spider as a pet. That's really, really off the wall. So let me know if you can pick up that reference, but that's what I got, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. I do feel like this is kind of my animal pile. These are my people that one of your spiritual gifts could be connecting with animals, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number 3. What is pile number 3's spiritual gifts? Let's go ahead and look at it. The divine feminine. So you guys are very connected to the goddess. You could also be very connected to a female ancestor too. I'm seeing the initials I and E here. Okay, it could be the name Isabel or Elizabeth is what I'm getting here, but I feel like some of you are very connected to your feminine line in your family, all right, to some of those that have crossed over. And also for some of you, this is the goddess, okay? This is you being very, very connected to the goddess. Whether you're a man or a woman, you can be connected. And I'm asking, how does pile number 3 primarily use their spiritual gifts? And we have the heart chakra. So I do feel like you guys are the caretakers, you're the lovers, and I do feel like you love all living things, all of God's creatures, all of the things in the world, the animals, children, etc. I feel like you guys primarily work through the divine feminine and through your heart chakra. I'm getting Pisces energy, or maybe you have a moon in Pisces, Sagittarius, or Scorpio as well here. And I feel like you guys are very heart-centered people, and it may not have always been that way. You might have been like more materialistic in the past, but I think you're becoming like even more. Like some of you actually like worship the divine feminine, okay? Empress, baby. And look at her. She's got these 2 children on her knee here as well. Like animals and children are like so drawn to you. Pile number 3. And I definitely feel like if you recently had children, or some of you may have come to the acceptance that you're not going to have children as well. I feel like your ancestors are with you during this time. Whether you did or you didn't, I feel like they're with you during this time, all right? With Empress energy here, you guys you really take care of others and you really ground others. Definitely Aphrodite, Ishtar, kind of energy here with the divine feminine and the Empress. We have 5 of Swords. So I feel like, you know, in situations when other people are acting nasty or doing tit for tat, or they're just engaging in pointless battles and conflicts, I feel like you're kind of the calm in the storm, pile number 3. And I feel like you remind others, like, choose your battles wisely, because we only have so much time on this earth. So it's important to not flip out over the small things, and it's important to remember what you love and what's important to you, okay? I feel like that's a spiritual gift that you have, pile number 3. Let's see what else we have here. Transcendence. Transcend your mind's limitations. Allow your soul's light to truly shine. For some of you, this has to do with your own mind too, and some of the thoughts that kind of run through your head. Some of you guys may get a lot of thoughts kind of going in your head at a lot of times, and you're just like, oh my goodness, you know. But I feel like one of your gifts is to drop into your heart space and understand that the mind is great, mind is wonderful, but the mind can get out of control. And we clearly see that with the 5 of Swords. And I feel like you are a great example of, you know, how it can be if you let go of all that mental activity and chatter and just drop into the body with the Empress here, okay, and the divine feminine. Reflection, okay? See all aspects of yourself through the reflection of the one who mirrors your hidden self. Okay, I feel like some of you could be like into psychology, or you could be counselors or in some kind of helping profession, social workers, etc. I feel like you guys are very good at showing people, you're good at mirroring people, which allows them to learn about themselves and reflect on who they are. Okay. And some people may not like what they see with the Five of Swords here. Like, it's not always, you know, with light, we also have darkness, and we need the darkness, right? In order to like, kind of to define our, you know, character, limitations, our, you know, like the things that best us, right? If something bests us, like we see with the Five of Swords, like how do we find our way back to believing in ourselves with the Empress, okay? And I feel like you guys are very good at seeing that and knowing that. And if you haven't been in the past, I'm here to tell you, like, this is something you're working through and developing. Yeah, we have Moon, Soul, okay? So you guys are really doing some heavy soul work in this lifetime, some heavy soul searching and soul work. And I feel like some of you have wondered, like, what's going to be there when all of this is done, or, you know, what's left of my life. I do feel like some of you may have had that question, and I feel like you've really had to surrender, okay? And you've had to surrender to your mind. Like, you've had to understand that, like, I feel like some of you may think that your mind's broken at times, or you might, you know, or that you didn't get to come into this lifetime with, like, you know, this really like sometimes I feel like you guys feel like your mind may betray you. And what I'm here to say to you is that your soul and your heart are really coming alive, okay, in this lifetime. And I feel like that's what you should kind of, you know, reflect on, is that your heart and your soul are really what's important in this lifetime. And I feel like you could be a message of hope to others about that too. All right. I feel like mental health is something you guys could help others with, or you could work with or do with. All right. Yeah. We have mind here. Exactly. We have the mind coming out right underneath the heart. Okay. And we have the moon. We have the moon and the mind, right? So there's this whole thing of the mind versus the body, the heart versus the body, or the heart versus the mind, right? And I feel like, you know, it's left brain, it's right brained. And I feel like a lot of you, and if it hasn't been a mental struggle for some of you, I feel like some of you could actually have very strong minds. It's just that you decided in this lifetime you want it to be more about your heart and your body and your sensations, rather than being stuck constantly in philosophy or, you know, analytical all the time. All right. And I feel like that balance has really taken some time to kind of come into play for you, pile number 3. Yeah, you guys have changed. I feel like you guys have really changed with the butterfly spirit here. We could be talking to some Scorpios here as well, some Pisces, but I feel like you guys have really changed. And a lot of people, like, I feel like if you guys look back at your life journey, or someday you're going to look back at your life journey, like, I can't believe how much I changed. I feel like, you know, transformation is beautiful here, and we have transcendence. So I do feel like you guys are, some of you guys are really amazing meditators is what I'm getting. I feel like, you know, some of you may have thought that you could like move things with your mind, or have that telekinesis is what I'm also seeing too. Some of you may have psychometry, where you can like touch an object and you get a feeling from it, or you get a intuitive insight from it, is what I'm kind of getting. I feel like you guys, your transformation in this lifetime has been amazing. Like, you went from being kind of like stuck in the ego games, I just heard stuck in capitalism too for some of you guys. I feel like you went from being kind of stuck in that mindset to completely evolving out of it, and instead just transforming into something like entirely else. Like, that is huge. Awakening. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And it might have been happening during this like February of this year or springtime of this year, I do feel like you guys are going through an awakening. You're going through a portal. You are being awakened in this lifetime, pile number 3, and you're going to be able to show others the way. All right. You're going to show through your initiation, you're going to be able to show others how to do the same is what I'm getting. All right. Ooh, we have hand fasting or union. I feel like some of you could be really good at like marrying other people, or that you would be kind of the friend that others would be like you almost have this kind of like, you know, I don't want to say like priest or kind of priest or high priestess energy. I feel like you would be one of those people, like you're a very spiritual person is what I feel, pile number 3. So I feel like people would be honored to have you kind of preside over some of these kind of events. I mean, that's a huge freaking honor, pile number 3. That is huge. And I feel like some of you are awakening right now, like you're ascending to the 5D or above the 5D. You're awakening right now in order to meet your soulmate, okay, as well is what I see. And I do feel like for some of you within the next year or two, you guys could actually be meeting your soulmate and getting married, all right, for those of you, or hand fasting, right, because not everybody believes in marriage, but I do think your spiritual awakening and transformation is leading you to the joy of your heart, pile number 3. Yeah, we have heart chakra, right? It's the joy of your heart. Let's see what else we have here. We have the guardians, shielding and defense, okay? Hell yeah, I just got chills, all right? So with this 5 of Swords here too, I feel like you remind people of their worth. You remind people that like, look, you don't need this in your life, and you know, focus on the things that really matter here. Reflect on what really matters, because you don't need this kind of drama. You don't need this kind of upset in your life. I do feel like you're a guardian here, pile number 3. Like you are here with sacred information, and you are a guardian of the light is what I see. All right. And we have Master Jesus. Oh my God, pile number 3. Forgiveness. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time, okay? So I do feel like some of you could have had like an abusive or a hard relationship with your father. It could have been very egoic. It could have been, you know, and not maybe with one of your parents. It doesn't have to be a masculine, but like, you know, very egoic, very competitive. There could have been a lot of open out aggression or fighting. And I feel like with Master Jesus here, and I love the blue, right? I just love that blue. I feel like, you know, actually the guardians and Master Jesus, some of you could actually be part of the bloodline of Christ too, is what I'm getting here. But, and I'm like, wow. But, you know, I mean, all of us are in a way, right? Because it's kind of where humanity, I mean, depending on your beliefs, right? But like, I think that, you know, I think you guys have seen fire, you've seen rain, you've kind of seen it all. But and forgiveness, again, is not about, you know, taking people off the hook for their behavior, right? And I think that you guys understand that. I think that you understand, like, you guys understand the meaning of forgiveness. And I don't think you guys shame other people into forgiving, all right? Which is great, because we don't need any more of those people on the planet, right? Well, you know, I'm not trying to be mean, but you know, you know what I'm saying, all right? So let's go ahead and see. I also think some of you could have been protecting your siblings too from this energy with the guardians here. And yeah, that's intense business, pile number 3. So let's go ahead and see, what are pile number 3's spiritual gifts in this lifetime? What are their spiritual gifts here? 5 of Cups. Okay. Again, I was talking about the ancestors. I do feel like some of you here could have lost a father, or you have a father figure in spirit as well. And I feel like this person wants your forgiveness here too, with Master Jesus coming through. Okay, I feel like there could be somebody in your life that's praying for your forgiveness right now, pile number 3. So we have 5 of Cups here. So I think that, you know, you are not one to turn your back on situations. When somebody is being like unfair, or they're not being truthful, or they're hurting others, I feel like you kind of pull people back to hold them accountable for what they're doing, okay? And I think this is a very, like, you know, and sometimes even you, at your own cost, you do this. At your own cost or your own loss, you do this, all right? And you do it because you think that it's important that people face up to the truth of who they are and what they're doing, is what I'm getting. And I feel like sometimes too, you're very good at helping people reconcile in situations when there's been fights going on or things have been at an impasse for a really long time. I think you genuinely try to make that effort to clean that up. We have 2 of Sacred Circles. So this is the 2 of Pentacles here. So I feel like you guys, and there's the animals, okay? There's the bear. I was talking about you guys being very connected to the animals, all right? I feel like sometimes a spiritual gift for you guys is you get visions of things, or you may dream about certain things, or you get signs of things as well. And a lot of times they're when you're like doing other things or you're not focused on it. And I feel like you guys will get signals from spirit about, you know, what you need to do next, or what spirit is concerned about too. I'm seeing the initial W here, like what spirit is concerned about or what they would like to help you attend to is what I'm getting, okay? The Sun, all right. So I think one of your spiritual gifts, pile number 3, also is simplicity, right? Because we had like the mind and we had the mind, we had the heart, we had the 5 of Swords, we had all of that. But I feel like one of your gifts now is like just listening to the intuition that comes to you, just seeing the signs, being in nature, being around animals, doing your own thing, okay? And I feel like you're embracing a new simplicity in your life. Like, it's just all about, and again, this looks like a huge awakening, like your light body is being activated here, pile number 3, right now, and that you're gonna bring in a lot of illumination to others. But I also feel like your message isn't complicated. Like the wisdom that you're gonna bring to others, it's kind of like a tale as old as time. I don't, you know, I think that your message that you want to bring to others is that of like simplicity and just being yourself and being authentic, okay? Let's see what else we get here. The Chariot, all right, I love that. We could have Cancer or Leo energy here too. As I said, Pisces earlier as well. I feel like you guys are pretty good at leading things as well. Like, you're pretty good at telling people like, hey, like, you're being a little bit obstinate or you're being a little bit stubborn, and I think you can kind of come back to the table and talk to this person, and you may tell others like, hey, you're not paying enough attention, you need to kind of focus right now because look at what's coming for you, right? And I feel like you're very good at kind of leading people and guiding people that way, pile number 3. With the Chariot here, I feel like you guys are very confident. You're very in your inner authority. I feel like some of you may paint on the side too, or you may collect art on the side, or you may like a lot of art, is what I'm getting too. But I feel like you guys are, you know, you're like, let's go, like, get up, right? Like, if people are kind of like spacing out and they're not connecting, or they're just off in their corner, or they're having like a poo-poo kind of an attitude, I feel like you're like, let's get up, let's go, let's do this, let's make it happen, right? Like, let's put on our big girl panties and get after it, right? I feel like you guys are also like, could be like hyping other people too, especially when you can tell that they're like being stubborn or they're just disassociating, that you're like, hey, like, you're really good at reminding people of who they are and getting them to come back to like the home within themselves is what I'm getting, okay? And you guys are very self-directed. You're very self-starters here with the Sun and the Chariot. You guys are, you know, doing a lot of stuff yourselves, being very independent, starting a lot of new ventures. Some of you could be very successful too in a new venture that you've started recently. Let's go ahead and see what can pile number 3 do here to really get these spiritual gifts moving for them. Haha, the Prince of Cups. So I do feel like there is an ancestor here with you guys. I feel like, you know, I feel this is a male ancestor, but I feel like they could be kind of feminine or have a soft voice is what I'm getting. Not like feminine, but like, you know what I mean? Like they're not like overly masculine. They may have a softer voice. Their name may start with a B, okay? And if it's not an ancestor, I feel like this could be an actual person in your life who is wanting to help you reach the next stage here, all right? And I feel like it could be a boss, it could be a mentor, it could be another water sign here, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I definitely feel like there's a benevolent person coming along your path here to help you. Like this is an actual human who's going to, or ancestor for some of you, if that resonated. But if not, this is an actual human who is going to help you on your path, okay? What is this person going to help pile number 3 with? What is this person helping pile number 3 with? I just saw the initial N here too. What is this person? BN? Death. Okay, this person is helping you let go and process losing someone or something is what I feel, or support you during this transformation and awakening, all right? For some of you, as I mentioned at the beginning of this reading, this could be a literal death. I'm seeing the initial B again here too, okay? And the number 8, like somebody could have had and the letter M, all right? MR for some of you here, okay? But I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, like if you lost someone, if something happened and you experienced a hard ending, I do feel like there's somebody coming in to help you with that, pile number 3. Queen of Sacred Circles. So this is the Queen of Pentacles. You guys have more than one person coming to help you. There's a strong maternal figure here, maybe a grandmother figure here. And I love the painting. I feel like those are painting colors in the background. You have a strong maternal figure here. And also I feel either a brother or father type of figure, okay? And I feel like this feminine, I feel like you have 2 energies helping you through your darkest hour here, pile number 3. You really, I feel like you just need to be open to that. And and here's the owl too, as well. Some of you may like owls. I feel like, you know, you guys just need to ask for help, right? That's what I'm getting. Ask for help if you need it, pile number 3. One more here. Yeah, we have 3 of Swords, okay? So I do feel like some of you could have, you know, like it's, like somebody could have taken something from you is what I'm getting, or made things harder for you is what I get, pile number 3, or broken your heart, okay? Some of you may have a broken heart recently as well, like in the last year, etc. I do feel like there are 2 ancestors strongly aligned with your energy right now, who are trying to help you through this. This could be somebody that took care of you when you were a baby, all right? And I feel like this ancestor has their hand on your shoulder. I feel like they're walking with you every step of the way. And they want me to tell you not to worry about whatever anyone else got away with of yours. Like everything is going to be restored to you. And it's better that this person went on anyway. It's better at the end of the day. Some of you may have had a partner leave you, is what I feel, okay? And, you know, I'm seeing SOL, like shit out of luck, SOL. And I feel like some of you may have had a partner walk out on you, all right? And I feel like some of you may be going through that kind of an ending right now. And this isn't to say that like this is slowing down your spiritual gifts. I do feel like your ancestors, your guides are saying you're grieving. Sometimes you may be kind of, you know, disassociating or needing to take a step back. But, you know, a divorce or a relationship ending can feel like a death too, right? Losing someone that way. I do feel like there are going to be people around you to comfort you. These two energies are very, very comforting. Could be an earth sign and a water sign to come in and comfort you is what I'm getting. So the main thing I feel, pile number 3, that you need to do is just accept help. Okay, my loves, just accept help and go through your process, and, you know, grieve is necessary. But I definitely feel with the Sun and the Chariot, you guys are going to prevail. Okay, so thank you so much, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed that, my loves. Like, share, and subscribe. Do let me know if that resonated for you. I feel like we started to get very specific there. I got very dialed into your energy. I kind of lost track of time. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to pile number 4. I'm going to spray some Florida water to kind of clear the energy, clear the space. And we're going to go ahead and get into pile number 4. Okay. Pile number 4, welcome to your reading. You chose the orange tea light, my lovelies. And your reading is called, What Are Your Spiritual Gifts and What Can You Do to Develop Them Further? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. Pile number 4. I've had the piles 1 through 3 have all been so different. I'm excited to look at your pile. Let's go ahead and channel into the energy. Spirits, angels, and guides, for my pile number 4s, can you open sesame, show me the spiritual gifts for my pile number 4s? Okay, so let's get it. Pile number 4, what are your spiritual gifts? Ooh, we have Lotus, self, regeneration, purity, and enlightenment. Okay, so the lotus actually grows from the mud, right? And it flowers, right? And I feel like some of you, we could have Scorpio energy. The lotus always reminds me of Scorpio. We could have Scorpios in this pile, but you're very good at, you know, after you've gone through things, you guys are really good. It's like the rose that grew from the concrete, and you guys are really good at regeneration and then purifying yourselves after going through challenging experiences is what I feel. Okay, and I do feel like some of you could be a shaman of sorts now, or you could be in training to do that. Now, I know that word is, you know, like we have to be careful with that word because of indigenous peoples, etc. And I want to be respectful of that, you know, so if you like maybe witch or something else, right? And I know that they're different, but I do feel like you guys have this, you're a guide to others, like you take others through a journey, okay? Like I feel like it's kind of that energy of like somebody like, you know, like plant medicine, like taking people through a journey kind of a thing. That's the example I'm getting. You'll have to excuse, like I've never like taken ayahuasca, pile number 4, so I don't know exactly all the elements of that, but like I do know of it. I feel like you guys kind of like set the stage for others to kind of go through their own purity, like purifying their souls is what I'm getting. Like some of you may do soul retrieval for others is what I'm getting. Yeah, solar plexus. So how you express these gifts is through your solar plexus. So you really help people take back their personal power. And if they feel any shame, so shame is directly connected with the solar plexus. Like if you help people basically root out the shame and self-recrimination, blame, etc., the things that keep them stuck from expressing themselves or their own power, okay? You guys help lead people through that. You guys are very empowering to others. I'm loving you already, pile. Woo, I'm loving you already, pile number 4. Okay, we have the 9 of Pentacles here. So again, independence, freedom, knowing your own value, going after what you want, being able to shore up the resources that you need so that you can push forward, all right? With the 9 of Pentacles here, this independence, this is like activating people. I feel like you help activate people to see the potential in themselves, right? And I think you also do this on a practical level with the Nine of Pentacles here. Like some of you may do that in your jobs. Like you're like, I'm not a shaman, you know, but you may be kind of acting like one at your job. If you empower people, you help them see their talents and their abilities and their strengths, okay? And you help them succeed, right? And have faith in their abilities. Like that is, you know, that's kind of like that energy that I'm talking about, pile number 4, okay? We have death here. So I feel like this is the, again, Scorpio side here, but you know, this regeneration here, like things have to fall off and die and be dismissed in order for us to like, I do think that you help people see like self-defeating patterns in themselves that have been holding them back from expressing their true potential. I do think you help eradicate and help people eradicate and let go of the things that are like holding them back, all right? And I feel like that has been a very long journey for you, because I do feel like pile number 4, you may have experienced this kind of energy in your life of people holding you back or suppressing you or not feeling like you couldn't be yourself or dealing with shame, etc. And I feel like, you know, you have really come through a transformation with that, and that's why you're able to teach others, okay? Pile number 4. We have Gaia here. So connect to the pulse of Mother Earth. She will guide you through this time of change. All right. So earth and change here with the Nine of Pentacles and death. So I feel like a lot of you could use earth magic. You could use things from the earth. I do feel like you may tell people how to eat healthy or how to be more healthy. I'm getting kind of like a nutritionist energy too, like how people can help change up their lives on a practical level too, not just like a woo-woo, we're gonna go, you know, chant at the stars and run around, right? Like I feel like, which is fun too, right? But I feel like you really show people on a practical level how they can take back their power, okay? Woo, pile number 4, I like it. All right, this actually, every single reading that I've had has reminded me of a friend of mine. This reading is reminding me of my friend Stacy. So if you see this, Stacy, it's reminding me of you. Anyway, okay, so wisdom. I feel like you're very wise. That's why you're enlightened. And that's why you can help people through this. Like you've gone through your own battles here with death. You may have had a brush with death, or you may have had a scare yourself that made you realize what was important, okay? And that's wisdom, all right? And I do think you may have had some changes in your life as a result, or you may be implementing some, pile number 4. We have 7th house of partners. Some of you may be thinking about changing up a partner. You may help others see where like toxic partners really take away from what they can manifest and what they can do, okay? And that, you know, it's beautiful to have partnership here. It's wonderful experience. You can learn so much and grow through it, but it's also like, there's times that we're supposed to kind of be on our own too, and just kind of be in partnership with ourselves and kind of work through that energy, okay? I'm seeing the initials C, I, and A, and a K here, SEAC. What is that, right? But I definitely feel like you guys are helping to show people, like through your own experiences, through your example, like what is a healthy partnership? What does that look like? And not only romantically, but in business, in many things, in friendships, etc. And I feel like that's something that you really help people see here. We have Uranus, genius, okay? So I do think you'd like to do things differently than other people. I think you guys show the alternative path. You say, like, it doesn't have to be this way. Like, we can try a new way. And you're very inventive that way. And I feel like sometimes you guys have been humbled by the experiences around you. And probably growing up, I feel like some of you may have switched houses a lot growing up, or you may have grown up in some kind of situations where you needed to kind of do everything, etc. is what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing the number 4 here as well. And I feel like some of you could be showing people like it's entirely possible to have different kinds of partnerships where like self-actualization and freedom is possible, okay, is what I feel. We have the skunk spirit, know your worth, okay? So, and I think you help people realize wounding around their worth and the things that always seem to happen to them over and over again, relationship patterns that continue to repeat, okay? Being unwilling or not being able to break free from that, right? And I think you help point people to like their own self-sabotage at times, okay? And how things kind of follow them until you really look at what you're doing in that situation, okay? And I think you're very good at showing people that in a very loving way, like not in a, you find very inventive ways to work with others and show them that. And look at this, we have healer and witch. What did I say? I called you a shaman or a witch at the beginning of your reading, okay? So yeah, you guys are healers and you show others how to shed their skin so that they can reclaim themselves, okay, is what I feel. Pile number 4, beautiful. We have the feminine lady goddess here, all right? So bringing people back to self-love, bringing people back to self-respect, bringing people back to knowing their worth, okay? And working directly with the goddess here to heal others is what I feel many of you do. I feel like you guys help others get in touch with their femininity, get back in touch with that side of themselves, you know, that is receptive and open, especially after going through a challenging experience with relationships ending, etc. We have throat portal, okay? So speak your truth and courage, right? So you guys have the solar plexus and the throat chakra. So I feel like you show others, like through their empowerment and releasing of shame and knowing their worth, they are able to really function as a mouthpiece for the divine feminine, okay? And some of the ideas here that you're gonna get and speak on are genius with Uranus and genius here. Some of the things that you say or the things that you come up with. I also feel like when you talk to others and you share with them things, there's something about the resonance in your throat chakra that helps others like get liberated from situations that have been toxic or holding them down, okay? And let's see, we have charity. I knew this card was gonna come up when I was pre-shuffling. Prayer and contemplation, connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive, okay? And I love the pinks on here. I love the flowers and the pinks. I love her eyes too. I do think you show people like through surrender and through, you know, just asking your guides, surrendering and connecting. Like, I think you show people it's easy to connect with heaven. All you have to do is, you know, put yourself in that place and ask and you'll receive. And it doesn't have to be anything complicated, all right? And I think that you guys show people mercy a lot, like here with this charity card. I feel like you give a lot to others. And, you know, and I feel like a lot of you may give and you don't even expect anything in return. For some of you, if you, I feel like it could be good for you to make a cash donation to an organization at this time. It's a good time of year to do that. I do feel like that, you know, helps increase your good karma, pile number 4, okay? I feel like you guys could be doing a lot of work for others, for the misfortunate in the world, for the unfortunate in the world. I feel like you guys care about social issues too here with charity, like homelessness, etc. Okay, you want people to be empowered and be able to find freedom in their life, okay? So let's go ahead for my pile number 4s and see what are their spiritual gifts. What is this person, for my pile number 4s, what are their spiritual gifts? Let's see. 10 of motherfucking cups, pile number 4. I feel like you show people to have faith and to have hope and that things will get better, okay? And that not everything has to be a struggle. Like things can be easier, right? With the 10 of Cups here. I do think you show people what's you know, some of you may really show people too, like what it is to actually have a good relationship, right? Not a toxic one, not one that's overstayed its welcome or has been built on faulty foundations or lies, etc. I feel like you guys kind of show people what it's like, what it means to actually be in like a reciprocal loving relationship. And some of you are like, well, I'd like that for myself too, right? And you're coming through as the 9 of Pentacles and death. So I feel like, you know, you're on a journey with that yourself here. And like you holding out and not settling is part of what you're like leading by example is what I would say, pile number 4, okay? So let's go ahead and see what else is pile number 4, spiritual Queen of Cups. You have so many lessons to teach people about, you know, compassion, love, care. Some of you in this pile may be empaths as well, or very empathic, very psychic as well here, pile number 4. I feel like you tell people like, look, when you're open to spirit and you're open to, you know, like happiness. I'm seeing the number 7 here. Some of you may have a birthday on the 7th, that so many good things can happen. So many great things can manifest. Have hope, have faith. I think you may pray a lot for others too, pile number 4, for those of you that do that. And I think you just show a lot of care and affection for others. We have 8 of Swords here. So I do feel like some of you could have left your home country or left where you were originally born and gone somewhere else. And I think you show people how to actually set up a new life somewhere and start over, all right? Some of you may have lived in a foreign country before and then started over in a new place entirely. And I feel like you show others like how to get through these transformations, how to get through these experiences and not shut down, okay? And not shut down is what I'm getting, pile number 4. What else here, Spirit? 7 of Cups. I think you also show people that it's okay to like not always know, you know, what's next, right? Like just stay in your feelings, stay in your heart chakra, stay in your feelings, stay in your happiness, believe in your future path, and it will unfold in time. It's about having faith, right? And I think you guys show people that, hey, it's okay if you don't know everything that you want at this exact moment or what direction you want to go in. Take your time and feel it out, okay? And I think that's something that you help to show others. Ooh, the Lovers. Again, I was talking about, I think you could, you have this kind of like couples counselor kind of energy, pile number 4. I feel like you could you are very good at, you may try to set people up on blind dates or be a matchmaker of some sort. I feel like you guys are very good at knowing the psychologies of other people and like what would work together well and what doesn't work together so well. I feel like you guys are quite like, you know, you're quite psychic and empathic. So I feel like you guys can see what would work and what would cause more confusion. And I feel like you guys are really good at bringing people together and getting them to see the commonalities rather than all the differences, okay? With the Lovers here for my pile number 4. So what else? And again, these are amazing cards. The Lovers, the 10 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups here. Like some of you are like, when is that going to happen to me? And you know, Spirit's like, it's right around the corner. Some of you may need to leave where you're at. And some of you may have more decisions that you need to make in your life before that fully comes in. But let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. Yeah, so I feel like, you know, you guys, there's some fire energy here. We may have fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here, but I feel like you guys are very strong and determined, and you show others when you stand up for what you believe in and you lead with your heart, like literally anything can happen. Everything is available and anything could happen, all right? And you're like lightning in a bottle sometimes, pile number 4. Like when you really express yourself, I feel like people really listen to you and see you because you show them like things can change in an instant, but it's okay. Like have fun, go with it, flow with it, be with it, right? Is what I'm getting. So let's see, what else can pile number 4 do here? What can pile number 4 do here to work on their gifts? What can pile number 4 do here to accentuate and upgrade their gifts? Let's go ahead and see. The 7 of Swords, okay? So I do feel like it's time to say goodbye to the old you, pile number 4. And I do feel like that ship has sailed, okay? And what's standing in its place is something 1,000 times more beautiful than you could ever imagine. And I think that's why you've got a little more uncomfortable with uncertainty and where are things gonna go, and just kind of staying in the present moment and being available to it. I feel like you got into this trust for life because you've had to let go of your old self, with the Death card there too that we had. Like I feel like you guys just need to have, like, I feel like some of you need to kind of have a funeral for your old self. And I think some of you need to say that some of the people or partners or situations in your life are fini, they're done, and your new self would not be compatible with these energies, okay? And I think you kind of need to admit that to yourselves here. We have Princess of Pentacles. So I do feel like, you know, it's all about honoring yourself at this time and knowing what you want and taking those little baby steps towards what you want. It doesn't have to be major, crazy steps. Like I see you have this fearless trust here that things are going to work out and be okay. And I agree. At the end of the day, they will. But I do think you guys would benefit from taking some small little bite-sized chunk practical steps towards, you know, your future here, or the next incarnation of you, right? The next you, the next life of you, the new you, right? And we have the 9 of Pentacles again, right? So I do feel like with the 9 of Pentacles showing up here twice, like, and I do feel some of you could have like a jaguar or like a big cat as your animal totem or guide here. Some of you may have a big cat in your life in general at home already. But I feel like some of you, I'm seeing the initials E and W here, E and H too, E and H. All right, but and the number 2. So somebody may have a birthday in February, or they may be born on the 2nd, or 2 again is more about partnerships, isn't it? But I feel like some of you are needing to kind of get independent you're needing to take some practical steps to kind of get independent from a situation in your life that has to do with the old you, but doesn't resonate with the new you, okay? And I feel like some of you would admit that you're excited to kind of take some of these steps. And so it's kind of like, you know, right now, wintertime might not be the time for that. But I do feel like with the Princess of Pentacles, springtime is going to open something up for you guys. And I feel like that is when you want to strike, okay? Because I feel like there's some practical, King of Pentacles. It may be a money thing. It may be somebody with money. All of this is changing. The Wheel of Fortune is on the bottom of the deck here. And you don't even know where all this is going yet, but it is going somewhere. And I do, this King of Pentacles that you're trying to kind of get single from, or, you know, be away from, etc. I feel like, you know, you are going to start to see yourself as the King of Pentacles and the master of your own domain and the ruler of your own space. I do feel like some of you need your own space. You may have been sharing space with someone that didn't give you enough room to kind of stretch yourself out and be this new self that you're becoming, okay? So that is what I am getting for you, pile number 4. I hope you enjoyed your reading, my loves. And do like, share, and subscribe. I love your comments. I read them all. Thank you so much, my loves. Take care.